in no uncertain terms is this. We call for the immediate removal of the chairman of this football club, Bill Kenwright, who has been the most unsuccessful chairman in our history. For the football club to move forward and the fans to unite, this without doubt has to happen. The protests will not cease and will only further intensify if you, Farhad Moshiri, allow Chairman Bill to stumble on, continuing to fail in his position despite clear evidence for a need for change. Now, the other day when you and I were talking about this, Simon, we used two words, mob rule.
Yeah.
And some of the Evertonians were up in arms that we used that word. But is this what we're seeing here come through this statement?
No. What we were referring to was the section of the fan base that were taking it beyond the pale of venting their frustrations and turning it into an intimidating and hostile and, in certain instances, potentially harmful set of circumstances.
But
now,
this is intimidating and this is threatening.
Well, no, this is not intimidating. This is demanding. This is them telling the owner of the football club what they expect him to do. And this is the way that fans believe now that they have the leverage and the ability, and they're slightly more organised over the years, with fans groups becoming more focused on what they think they're entitled to. You've seen Tottenham fans write a letter, set a manifesto out to Daniel Levy a year ago about what they expect and when they expect it. And this group of fans, our allegation, which was resisted by some of the fan base, and a 70-year-old guy called Steve came on and took great exception at the fact, but we weren't talking about your behaviour, Steve. We were talking about those that have gone a little bit beyond the pale, those that are behaving. And I know they make this observation, no one's ever reported Denise Baxendale being put in a headlock. No one's ever seen all that. But I have heard and seen situations made available to me about the level of toxicity. And there was demanding and expecting and being emotionally invested in your football club, and it's taking it beyond the pale. And I think a few, not all, a section of the Everton fan base have done that a little bit. Now, you move into this territory, and this letter suggesting that they're going to dictate to the owner of the football club that an individual needs to be taken out. They're personalising it and making it specific to Bill. And all of the challenges entirely Bill's responsibility. Well, Bill is the chairman of the football club, and that goes with the territory, and he'll have to accept that reaction from them. But the blame is at Moshiri's door. The board of directors aren't a board of directors that have the gift to control the direction of a football club, because what controls the direction of a football club is the money. I've been the money. I've had a board. I know who controls the direction of a football club. I know who makes the appointments. I know who controls who goes where and what, and that is the owner.
Yeah, and the players.
No, the players are recruited to do their jobs, and the sentiment of what they're allowed to do is the manager's relationship with them and what they do and don't do under the manager's control.
Yeah, but in this statement from this bunch of supporters, they're saying they have brought us 0 trophies and 2 back-to-back relegation battles.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the board, that's the players.
No, that's not the board.
The players have dumped the club in it to a large degree as well.
But the board has. Well, I think the predominant problem is with Moshiri. I think there is a question to be asked. They want to make the board the victims of this. That's fine. Okay. The same person that put that board in place, the same person that sanctioned that expenditure, the same person that employed those managers, fact, not fiction, Benitez and that crowd, will be the same person that's in situ choosing the next board. Now, if he's learnt his lessons, and if he's changed his outlook and has also become acclimatised to what Everton really need, and proper governance and proper controls over the financial fair play circumstances and the players that they're recruiting and the money that they're spending, then it may well be that Bill Kenwright and all that gang are going to be the sacrificial lambs, and Everton's fans' ira is going to be satiated by those guys going out the door.
Right.
But they do better. But they can't point their guns at Moshiri. They can only point their guns at Moshiri to a certain point, because he's the money. He owns the football club. They haven't got a football club that can be funded if they haven't got Moshiri there.
So this line in the middle of the statement, the protests will not cease and will only further intensify.
Well done, you lot.
If you, Moshiri, allow Chairman Bill to stumble on. So he's got to part company with Kenwright.
Well, look, therein becomes a line between mob rule, because people don't like that terminology because they think it means a lynch mob, and they think it means people coming up with baseball bats and whatever else, right? And we're suggesting that I think they're overreaching. I think they have a right to an opinion, and they have a right to express it. But it's entirely up to Mashiri if he wants to sit there with their demands. And their demands mean precisely nothing because they don't have the leverage. The leverage means, we won't come to the games. Okay, you won't come to the games. When the team starts winning again, you'll come to the games.
Yeah, but they cannot protest at the start of the season.
Well, they can have what they want. They can do what they want.
The football club doesn't need protest visibly.
No, it doesn't. It didn't need
fans protesting.
It didn't need it then. If Bill Kenwright is culpable for all of the ills of Everton, and he has really been responsible for the worst period of chairmanship, because I looked over their record in recent times, it's unarguable. The last 2 seasons have been dreadful.
Yeah.
But I also